Are we even compatible? There's so many things that, we're different.
As a matter of fact, Justin, if we could play the broken record of how many times I say to you, Justin, there you are, the first one sick again. You go
wrong, you're always wrong. But you're wrong now. You don't need to be in my face. No. I'm not going to live my life thinking about those things. I'm freeing up my mind to think of other things that are pleasurable and make me happy. What you're thinking of, and people will disagree, and that's fine, but I'm still going to stand by how I feel. There's an element of fear among people that they always have to do something because they feel they're going to get sick. They feel something's going to happen to them. Like your mom. I'll say this on the record. Your mom is that way. She. How much sanitizer can she buy? Paper towel. How much can she buy? So constantly, she and other people are always thinking about, I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get sick. Whereas I'm thinking, it's like, I'm going to get sick once in a while, but I'm not going to live my life predicated on thinking that that's going to happen all the time. With that said, I'm going to be sensible.
Exaggeration.
I'm going to be sensible when there's a pandemic. I'm going to wear my mask. I'm going to sanitize my hands when I feel that obviously it's
never. You sanitize when I sanitize your hands. That's when you sanitize your hands. Let's be honest.
When I need to.
No. When I do it. That's it.
Well, I'm trying to think of times.
Any other time you've done it that I didn't do it, right? None. When I do it. But that's besides the point. Justin, what I'm saying is...
Well, yeah, even when I go to places and I got to sanitize before you come in, I'm like, I already did that.
Which is a lie.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need you said it. I don't need it.
The point I'm saying, Justin, is that...
First of all, okay, what can we call this episode, guys?
It all has to do with... We don't agree on it.
Guys, we started out with something, now we're doing this. I don't know what this is, guys. I hope you're enjoying it. I don't know. I'm talking too much. I'm sorry.
No, Justin.
Okay, let me let Oscar the Grouch talk, because you're agreeing.
What I'm saying is that your complete exaggeration blows my mind. You literally would make it seem like I'm walking around like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Wendy, I'm way more carefree than you are, Justin, and you admit that. I forget things, I will move on, I'll be happy in a split second. Meanwhile, you're like, I'm still so mad. She didn't get that coffee with the almond milk or the oat milk. Meanwhile, I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
Don't mess with my coffee.
Again, meanwhile, I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, other people agree with me. You mess with their coffee, they're going to be pissed.
But who has a more carefree attitude between you and I? Definitely me. So you do not see me walking around like, oh my gosh. But that's untrue, Justin. I am not walking around miserable, sad, thinking about something.
I'm miserable?
That's a lie, is what I'm saying.
I'm miserable.
So I'm exaggerating.
I'm miserable.
The point I'm saying is
I'm a miserable guy,
you're
right?
exaggerating.
I'm miserable. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that, guys. I'm miserable McClure. We're going to change the name from the Mighty McClures to Mighty McClure 4 and Miserable McClure.
Yes. Well, the point is you're exaggerating that belief or that thing. Like you're literally, and you always say that. I just look at you like, Justin, who is your example of this? It's definitely not me. I'm definitely not the example of, oh my gosh, oh wait, did I just, do you
honestly feel that you got to sanitize and wipe down things that much? Is it because we're in the pandemic and that's just changed people's mentality about like they think they're going to get sick if they touch a table?
No, it has nothing to do with thinking I'm going to get sick if I touch a table. It's my own sense knowing that there are people who are nasty in this world, and I witnessed them be nasty. Literally do this and then this. Nasty people. And I don't know if that nasty person was where I was sitting. So it doesn't even have to do with necessarily being sick. People are disgusting. Excuse me. Oh, can I say that? People are disgusting.
Right. People can be disgusting.
And me watching those people be disgusting, I've seen people literally go, press the elevator button. Are you kidding me? I'm supposed to touch your nasty no. So whether getting sick or not, like I said, people are nasty. It has nothing to do with me thinking like somebody else. I have with my own eyeballs witnessed humanity be disgusting. I have not witnessed that. In my entire life, and I'm going to take this one example. No, I'm going to take this one example. In my life, I've probably seen 500 people touch an elevator. I've not ever one time seen somebody that was snotty do that. If I were to see that, same thing. But I think you and other people like you take things to the extreme and you add hyperbole to things that aren't really reality.
Sure, that is sick and that's gross. But I'm thinking of all the times I've seen elevators and doors, and I'm pretty good observations about people. Oh, that person's sick or whatever. It's like, for the most part, like, he has an elevator door. They can be sick, I don't know about it. But I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to get on the elevator and go where I need to go. My mind is not like, okay, should I wipe this down?
But do you see me not get on the elevator? Is the point I'm saying. So you're exaggerating again that point of where I'm like, oh, I can't get on this elevator. I know. You've never seen me do that. So you're exaggerating the whole thing, is what I'm saying.
I'm not exaggerating.
I may get on the elevator, touch the button, and before I go and do something that's going to put stuff into my own face, I will say, oh, let me just clean my hands real quick, and I move on with life.
Mm-hmm.
You're exaggerating, make it seem like, oh my gosh, should I come in this elevator? Oh my god, I don't know, I can't. It's not a decision. I get on the elevator.
We're just two different people, and my stance is that I believe in living in sanitary environments. I believe in living very clean. I'm a very clean person, but like I said, my thing is I just don't walk around on the forefront and worried about that stuff. And I've lived my whole life not being sick that much. I've always been very, very, very healthy. Now, regardless of what you say, you're wrong.
We will still.
But regardless of what you say,
leave that on a pin.
But regardless of what you think, you're wrong. Like, I've lived my life in my body. Like, I know, like, I've hardly ever been sick. I've been sick a few times in my life that have been really bad. Like, you know.
Listen, but what I'm saying, even your definition of sick is hilarious.
But I'm saying I love the people that they will sanitize and they will wipe down everything, yet they won't eat a vegetable or a piece of fruit. Now let me explain to you how the body works. If you can
we don't have time for that.
If you can store up enough minerals and vitamins and other necessary nutrients and elements that are from good food, then you have those in your organs and in your blood ready to fight. So when something comes in, it's able to fight, it's able to kick it out. If your immune system is compromised because you do not have these things, then you will get sick. So, there's a matter of, people should think about eating well, eating more broccoli and onions and all whatever it is, instead of focusing on wiping down everything all the time. That's where I come from. My thing is, I'm so healthy that I take care of myself and I eat well and I'm clean, all these things. But I believe in my body and I bet on Justin. 100.
That
Put
is,
up the 100 thing in the
again,
video. 100.
Besides the
real
point.
Real talk.
This is also why I function better. And because you bet on Justin. I know that I'm not going to get a cold and die from it. But I'd rather not get the cold.
I would rather not get the cold. That's the
point I'm saying.
But I don't think I'm going to get the cold from the doorknob. I just don't think, because I don't see people snotty. Sometimes there are, but I mean, in my life, I've never experienced that.
But what I'm saying
is,
it's scientifically proven. You could literally go swab our doorknob and do your own test, get your own thing, and you will see. And I'm talking about our own doorknob. You could not think it. That's fine. Doesn't make it correct.
But that type of science is of no interest to me. I'm not going to live my life through that type of fear or care. I'm just not going to.
Why do you call it fear, is what I'm saying?
Because it's fear of getting sick. Otherwise, you wouldn't care. You'd be like, no.
It's not fear.
There are people who I think of bigger things in life, bigger ideas. That to me is thinking on the defense. I'm thinking on the offense. I got the offense.
Actually, offense.
I got the ball.
Offense is preventing. Defense is after it's happened. You're like, okay, I got to figure out how to stop it. If I'm on the offense, I'm already trying
defense is what might happen to you and who might do it, and where might it come from. Offense, like I was telling the girls in checkers and or chess, is like, don't always worry about what somebody's doing, like, because I beat them all the time, because they're always worried about what I'm doing to them. It's like, no. Do you think I'm worried about what you're going to do to me? I'm setting up my moves to go get you. That's offense.
And what I'm saying is, I'm setting up myself to not get a cold, because I can't afford 3 days of sneezing. I got 3 kids. You will walk around sneezing for 3 days, talking about how you don't feel good.
I don't walk around, but once again, I don't walk around sneezing for 3 days. It's like you are delusional, and your calendar is, once again, let's go back, play that again, wasn't in her calendar. You know, this is something that is a point of contention quite often.
It's not contention, it's hilarity.
Like, what are you doing? Not looking at her phone.
Because, okay, I'll do this later, but
yeah, exactly.
I have marked
because they're not in the calendar. They're not in the calendar.
I'm actually going to post this in my stories, because I promise you, and actually Imani has it. Imani has them in her calendar too, because this is how hilarious that men. I'm going to say men, so I'm going to include you in that. You guys are so freaking, you just can't admit the fault.
Okay, it's just you want to think that I'm sick sometimes because you want to prove that like your viewpoint is right, because if I'm sick enough, you're like, oh, see, I told you to, but it's just not true. It's just not true. It's just not true.
It is so funny that Justin, you really can't admit. Again, let's take your definition of sick off the table, because your definition of sick is so wayward even already. You literally think sick means you're dying on the deathbed.
No, sick is
a cold is sick. The sniffles is sick. That is sick.
No, okay.
Did we just spend the whole episode talking about freaking sniffles and colds?
Cold and sniffles is not sick to me. Sick is running a temperature, or not able to do your normal functions. If once in a while you have a cold, or that's a cold. Like that's what
levels of sick.
How would we ever think that our bodies can be like our bodies? It's so amazing we're still alive. It's so amazing that all these things happen all the time. I can't believe that we're not sick like every day. I can't believe like our bodies can function and do what they do and fight the way they fight. We should be sick like all the time. So if I'm sniffling, you got a cough, and you don't have a temperature, that's just not sick.
What do you call it then?
I don't know. It's not sick. What would you call that? What would you call that, guys? It's not sick.
People would say.
So you're saying the flu is sick?
It's a level of sickness.
Okay, yes. Level of sickness. Okay, so it's the very lowest level. The very lowest level. You don't call it sickness. You call it an annoyance or a disturbance.
Well, the point of flu. You know sickness. What? We'll call it whatever you want to call it. Justin, you have an annoyance. More often than I do.
No, it's not true. Not true.
It's absolutely true, Justin. And you know why I make sure of that? Because again, I can't afford to have the annoyance, because no one's going to give me a break.
But it's not true.
Because I'm still going to have to feed people. Because I'm still going to have to make sure people are bathed and showered. So the annoyance is not something I can afford to do. So I avoid the annoyance. You may not want to avoid the annoyance, whatever. But please admit that
can't do it.
If it gets in this household from the girls or Jersey, because they bring things into their household from school.
Okay, let me put
you're number one today.
Jersey and the girls have been kind of sick for like the past 2 weeks. Have I gotten anything? No, not at all.
You're bringing up a one-time example.
I'm bringing up the most recent example that we both know about, and also I gave her a chance to look into her calendar. Couldn't find anything, guys. Couldn't find anything.
That's it. Forget it. So, I am going to find.
Anyhow, guys, I think what we're going to do is
Justin
we're gonna wrap up.
No.
I'm trying to let her say things.
Here we go. Here's one. This is the first one.
Did you keep a note? Let me see this.
I'm serious. Justin got sniffles. You think I'm kidding?
For the record, Your Honor. For the record, Your Honor, it does say.
And that's July. Let me go back to the month. In the next month, I remember. He thinks I'm playing. I put it in there because he refuses to admit it.
8 a.m. to 9 a.m. July 22nd.
Now let me bring up the other time. I remember the months. Give it to me. I have to have vague remembrance of when it was.
So she found one time about a year ago, and
excuse you, that is July
8 a.m. and 9 a.m., which is the best time to have the sniffles. Wake up, be done by 10 a.m. I'm done, guys.
Just
done.
Be quiet. That's just to mark the time, the date. I'm not marking what time. So let me go ahead forward to...
Guys, we are going to cut because this is nonsense.
Let me get the other one.
Maybe we'll continue this, or maybe we'll just stop this podcast because this has been nonsense.
Because I'm putting in my phone when he gets the sniffles.
Guys, I don't even
so that I can make sure.
Obviously, you guys are going to side with her because nobody's going to side with me. I get it. I'm fine. But I'm still going to have my stance and my viewpoint. I'm clean. I'm the cleanest of the MccLures, and that's it. You know, that's it. That's it.
I gotta. Ooh, wait, no, before y'all go.
No, that's it.
Oh, you don't want me to bring up the other times?
Sorry.
You telling me?
There are no other times.
Okay.
It wasn't in the calendar.
Okay.